How you doing? It's Upman Joe. Welcome to episode 4 of Gun Game Spawns on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. In this series, I go over all of the spawn locations for Gun Game on the various maps that I know of. And in today's episode, we're going to cover the map Recovery. Now, there may be a couple of other spawn locations that I don't have on the map when I show it to you, but after playing this for about 30 to 40 matches, they didn't show up, which would make them very rare occurrences and not something to really concern yourself with. Now, the gameplay you're watching in the background is me going 28 and 16 with 2 melees and actually winning the match at the end of the game. Recovery is a little bit different than most of the maps that we've seen so far in that we have 2 different sides. We're going to start off over on this side here, which is the red side, and after about 4 to 5 minutes, it kind of varies from match to match, we're going to switch over to the blue side after the dynamic event of the volcano. Now, I actually find Recovery to be a little bit more difficult for Gun Game than a lot of the other maps that we play. And that is because even though the spawn locations are kind of scattered around the perimeter of the map, people tend to spawn on top of you, and there's a lot of places for people to kind of just all of a sudden jump up on top of you. So that's why it's very, very important on this map more than a lot of the other maps to know the spawn locations and where people are going to come from. Most of the fighting on the red side takes place in 2 areas. The first place being this area over here to my left, and the second area being this area over here to the right by the dome on top of these trailers. That's where most of the fighting does take place. And like I said, this is the first area right here that you're looking at now. So let's take a look at the map. We can see all the different spawn locations. Now, when we look at the map, you see several different colored dots. The red ones are obviously the red side, the first area where we're going to start off the game. Now, within that, you see some yellow dots. And what the yellow dots mean is that you're spawning inside of a building. So we have 1 down there in the dome, and then we have 2 in the tunnels below the jungle. So just be aware when you're playing the game that if you're outside of those areas, somebody may be spawning inside, and if you're in there, that as soon as you exit the door, you're going to probably be going into some main fighting, especially if you're coming out of the dome or the lower jungle one. Now, you can see that the spawn locations do surround the map, but they are always very close to the fighting, and they're very close together, which is what makes this a very hectic gun game. Now, switching over to the blue side, you can see they're kind of scattered around the map, and there's also some green dots. What the green dots mean is that you are spawning below a platform. So you have a platform up on top, and then you have an area right below it where you're going to spawn into the game. So just be aware of that as you're playing, that people may be up on top of you, or people may be spawning down below you. Now, as we switch over here to the volcano side, the fighting gets a little bit more intense on this side because of the way the spawn locations are. Most things spawn you near the door or down below, and a lot of the fighting takes place in this area right here. It takes place over here by this other door here. You can see this guy sitting right there. And then a lot of it takes place down on B-Dom by the circular thing. But this side is just a little bit more hectic than the other side. Mostly because the spawn locations put you right into the middle of the action. And there's also not as much cover with the exception of this area right here. So when you first spawn back into the game on this side, you really have to be aware that people are fighting right in that general vicinity. So that is my video for today, guys. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit. Hopefully you're able to learn a little bit of the Gun Game spawn locations. Please do me a favor and hit the like button down on the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Hitbox, Twitch, and Twitter under the username UmpmanJoe. And until next time, happy gaming!